I was being politically correct.
Nah, you said fuck it, we go ahead.
And do it my way.
Oh, man.
I came outside today. That is all our time at 12. Long live go-go.
Thank y'all so much.
Listen, again, don't forget it wasn't just about fun. It's about the experience. It's about the culture. Everybody should be able to party in the streets just like this together. In peace, in harmony. No matter your age, your race, your ethnicity, gender, whatever. We all came together today and we partied in peace. Long Live Go-Go gave us the platform and Interwheel gave y'all the music. All right, let's continue to do this all summer. Let's make it happen. We see y'all next time.
Hey guys, Jenn here.
Go-Go.
It's
Long
a
live.
event mixed
When I
with
say
local
defund, y'all
DC
say
music.
MPD. Defund. Defund. When I say Black Lives, y'all say Matter. Black Lives. Black Lives. Thank y'all for coming out for another Long Live Go-Go installation of the Defund MPD rally. But we're going to be wrapping up the musical portion, handing it back to the Defund MPD Coalition. Make sure y'all check us out Juneteenth weekend. We're going to be hitting the streets heavy. We have Rock the Block, the Million Mode March right back down here, and then Unifest powered by Mocello on Sunday at Gateway. So make sure y'all check us out on Instagram at Long Live Go-Go DC. Make sure y'all follow our fearless leader at Yadiat on all social media platforms. Thank y'all for having us.
Thank y'all. If you get another round of applause for Long Live Go-Go, they've been killing it all day. We're down to run the speakers now before we get moving. And the first speakers that we're going to listen to are from Brooklyn Manor. Ms. Cheryl Brunson, Mariana Brunson, and Reverend Dr. Loretta Washington Houston. All of them are coming from Brooklyn Manor, the coalition. Speak on how police don't keep their neighborhood safe and what a just budget would look like for their community.
Good afternoon, y'all lovely people. This is such a pleasure to be down here at Black Lives Matter Plaza. And I'm glad that I was able to come here the first time on this note. We live in Brooklyn Manor and we are fighting for our residents. We're fighting for our 3, 4, and 5 bedrooms. And you know, the developers have came in our neighborhood and pretty much took over. When I say take over, they gated our community, they brought police in and told us that it was for our safety. And we found out it wasn't for our safety. It was to put us off of our property and find reasons to put us off of our property. That property belongs to Brooklyn Manor, belongs to the residents there. We fought hard for that property. It is generations and generations of large families on that property. And it's a shame that the government and the mayor would allow them to tear our property down. The mayor gave the developers $47 million to tear our property down. But also, they brought the police in. And the police are macing our residents, our guests, pulling them out of apartment buildings and finding out that they got the wrong individual. We cannot let the police take over our community. If the police are going to live, if they're going to work here in D.C., they should live here in D.C. They should become residents of D.C. Then our D.C. would be safer. Because we can put a face with their name and they can put a face with our name. And they can actually earn their money, earn their keep. But the government is not looking at it that way. And that's one reason why I say that we need to defund the president, not the president, because he's cool, but defund the police, you know, and defund them because they're not keeping us safe. They're finding reasons to lock our young brothers up. The other night I had a problem with the police. I the one that called them. They locked my grandson up. He's a leaseholder. How can you lock somebody up on their property where they're a leaseholder? Defund the police. No justice, no peace. 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 Thank y'all. And I would like for y'all to really come out and be a part of Brooklyn Manor and see how beautiful our property is. We have a lot of greenery in our apartment complex, but we're not allowed to use it. They fencing us in. And let me just say this, and then I'm gonna turn it over to my good reverend over there. But none of us here in DC is exempt from what is going on in DC. All of you all are at stake to lose your apartments. When they finish this redevelopment, you all gonna have to work 2 and 3 jobs for a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom. Or you're gonna have to partner up with 6 people just to have a place to live. This is the nation's capital. We cannot let that happen. Thank you.
Smash the like button, guys. Share this stream. You're being massively suppressed.
Praise the Lord, everybody. How y'all doing? All right. Okay, we will be blessed enough to have an interpreter. So I'm going to speak a little slowly. But I want to be clear and very clear. We come together today to unite for causes that affects each and every one of us. Again, my name is Reverend Dr. Loretta J. Houston, Washington. And I'm here on behalf of Brooklyn Manor Resident Association, where the president is Miss Minnie Elliott, who for the last 25 to 30 years has lived up to her title. For a resident association, they have meetings, they take actions to make sure that the community in which we live become more pleasant and acceptable, decent place to live. But here we are, May 2021. We find ourselves still fighting for the same causes that we found that we were in 1951. But we come anyhow to assure the residents in Brooklyn Manor that they are allowed to stay. Stay in a place where they help pay off the mortgage. I hold this mission close to my heart. I don't live there on the property itself, so I am now just a board member. But my daughter still lives here. When I met and married my wonderful husband, I raised my daughter on the property, and where we were able to get an education, further our education, and become productive citizens right where we were. Everybody on the property is not a menace to society. As the police would have you think. As security would have you think. Brooklyn Manor is a community where loving families abide. Several generations of families who wish to continue living in an area where they have come to love. But we see the developers of the property. They feel that the Brooklyn Manor residents have served their purpose. They feel that their Section 8 vouchers are no longer needed because they have gained the $33 million to pay off the mortgages that they took out to little note or something, a car note, a house note. But that's a good feeling. But they didn't take that good feeling to do some good works because they no longer had a mortgage on their property that was paid for by the people and residents of Brooklyn. They said, it's time to go. So what we're fighting for now in Brooklyn Manor is that nobody is left behind. If you wish to stay, you should be able to stay. Your vouchers should still be good. It should be even better now because they're not under any pressure to pay off their mortgage. But to pay off their mortgage and tear down the property just so you can make more money. I look around Washington, D.C. now, and it is a beautiful environment. And I'm not against that. But it makes no sense to keep building up buildings and not build up the people who choose to live in those buildings.
Yeah.
That is no way to treat people. We, the people of the world, must be humane. Humanity is the key to life. We must be humane. Therefore, the ones that can fight must fight for the weak. For we are only as strong as the weakest link in the world. We are only as good as we are good to others. Do unto others as you have them do unto you. It doesn't matter how much money you have or have not. It matters the amount of love and kindness that you have in your heart. That's how we build a society. Together, we can do anything. Look around you. Just look around. What a beautiful sight. There's one love, one faith, one God, one baptism. We, the people, must have one love, one kind of love. That's what makes the world a great place. Oh, I'm in the nursing field also. And if you go and you look at an x-ray, if you look at an x-ray with me, and an x-ray with my brothers and my sisters all around me, we are the same on the inside. It's an inside job, saints. How we get things done, really done. The blood flows the same. And unless we understand that, I'm just not talking about lip service. I'm talking about watch where a person's feet go. But where your feet go, your heart will follow. We're down here on this plaza on one accord to make sure that the police department, that some of those funds are reallocated. We need police. And I know there is still some good police. I work with a mentor program at the 5 district departments. We've been having a mentor program for the last 8 years where police mentor up with a child from Brooklyn, Manor. And they started the children from elementary school and they take them all the way until they go to college. So yes, there is more training needed. But it's training of the heart. I don't care how many classrooms you sit them in. If their heart doesn't change, no change will come. So we need to fund the police and maybe give them some psychiatry classes. But we must also be the change that we want to see. We must love them like God loves us. Everybody's not bad. And we can take the advice, the good advice of the Honorable late, great John Lewis. Before he left this earth, he said, sometimes you have to find yourself getting into a little good trouble. See, all trouble isn't bad. There's some good trouble, like what we're doing today. Becoming peace. It's love. When DC found a loophole in the law that stated that we might can't throw you out of this place or that place or this neighborhood or that neighborhood. But if you can't afford to live where we live, then you got to go. So the loophole was they found that they could price you out. So now we're going to have to add to the crosses that we bear, we're going to have to find a way to get some rent control. DC must have rent control. Because I don't care how much you have, if you're not a billionaire, it's going to catch up with you. So when they create the one group of people will come back to haunt us all if we won't go stand up for the least of them. We are no better than no one else. So I thank you, Lord. The powers of be to be on the side of right. Thank you.
We're going to swap mics up real quick, and then we're going to have a pair of speakers from second mic. We're going to have a pair of speakers after you, from Black Swan Academy. And then we're going to have maybe warm us up, and we're going to get moving. In just a minute.
Hey guys, Jenn here. Wait, how to flip this? Jenn here. Smash the like button or being suppressed. Share this in your Facebook group, subreddit. Love JJ. This is Black Lives Matter Plaza. We're about to march. This is crazy. He also tried to send a text alert. That didn't work yet. Hopefully it'll work. Share this in your Discord chat. Share it everywhere. This needs to be seen. It needs to be seen everywhere. This is so, so important. And please share this. Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. We're being massively suppressed. Like crazy. You guys see the numbers. Everybody should be seeing this right now. It's nuts. I'm so sorry about the background noise. They're running the microphone off of the generator. There's nothing I can do about it. So I moved up a bit closer. That's all I can do. During the march, it'll get better. So, sorry. I'm gonna flip it back because they're about to speak again. Love you guys. Share, share, share. Smash, smash, smash. Go to status.live and help support this stream. We're doing this infield trip. Colin's probably going to Dallas, and Jordan and I are going on an eviction road trip because the eviction moratorium is ending. Help support us. We love you, and watch this and share this. So, love you guys. And this is important. This is so, so important. And DC is out. It is hot. It is hot as hell. It is so hot. So, here we go.
Thank God for having social media platforms, all them go DC, defund MPP, defund MPP.
Hello, my name is Mariana.
No. Better.
Hello, my name is Mariana Richardson. I am living around Brooklyn Manor. I'm a part of the Tenor Association. I'm the youngest one. I am 12 years old. I have been fighting for my community almost ever since I was born. I was born and raised around Brooklyn Manor.
Hola, buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Mariana Richardson. Yo vivo en Brookside Manor. Estoy en parte de la asociación de los inquilinos. Soy la más joven, tengo 12 años y yo estoy peleando para poder vivir ahí.
I feel scared around my own community because they gated us in. The other day we had a document for the kids and for everybody. It was called Whatever Happened in Chocolate City. Basically about where our city, where it reside, what it was all about.
Yo tengo miedo de vivir en donde estoy viviendo ahorita en mi comunidad porque ellos nos encerraron. Tengo miedo de lo que va a pasar. El otro día vimos un documental, así de que qué es lo que pasó en Charles City. Básicamente es lo que explica qué es lo que pasa en nuestra ciudad.
Go ahead, baby. Yeah. When that happened, the police said that the kids and the parents was going to go to jail because we were sticking up for our rights. I felt as though they felt guilty because we were telling the truth and nothing but the truth.
Right.
Cuando eso pasó, ellos dijeron que nosotros los niños y los adultos íbamos a ir a la cárcel por defendernos. Pero yo siento que ellos tenían miedo porque nosotros estábamos diciendo la verdad y nada más la verdad.
But that's not just it. The other day, we called the police, like my grandmother said, we called the police on somebody. They locked my brother up. He looked me straight in my eyes and I said, this is my brother. This is the only thing I had besides my grandmother. I was born and raised here. My grandmother raised me. And this is the only thing that I had.
El otro día nosotros marcamos a la policía, se la echamos a alguien y entonces, como dijo mi abuela, la policía encerró a mi hermano. Yo le dije, le miré directamente a los ojos y yo le dije, ese es mi único hermano. Tengo que...
Let's give a round of applause.
Of course, I'm so sorry about it.
What else did you want to say?
I want the police to stop making us the minority and stop making us the majority.
Okay, let's do it.
Anything else?
No,
It was beautiful. Thank you.
So we got two more folks coming up from Black Swan Academy.
I wanna get away.
I want to get away. I want to fly away. I want to get away. I want to fly away.
So give us a minute. We're going to find and we're going to give y'all instructions on what we're doing and what we're doing. But I'm not going to lose our voice on it. So speak to my native ones and Tony and Gumbo man. We just don't do that. I think our people does it. So give us a second.
One second, guys. I'll tell you what's going on here. Gotta unlock my phone with the mask on, which is always fun. One second. One little second here. Hey, folks. So, Jenn here. I'm in DC. What you just saw was kind of a crossover event with the Go-Go folks here, which they're amazing. They're awesome. Oh, hold on.
Got too much money. FPD got too much money. FPD got too much money. So what we want to do, people think we crazy. We say defund FPD. I'm a villain. I know the police ain't going nowhere tomorrow. But what we can do is rise up and fight back. That we divest from the police and invest into systems and resources that keep us safe. Resources and agencies like give our black people housing, give our black people health care, give our children proper education, give us mental behavioral services, right? Give us rehabilitation centers. Because you know what black people do? They numb themselves to the pain. So when you see that person high, don't judge them. They're trying to numb their life because of oppressive system is breaking them down. They don't want to face their reality. So don't judge that sister or brother when you see them there high. Why don't you reach up to them and ask, how can I help you? But when the police show, you know what they do? They arrest them and put them in the system and they capitalize off of us. Because a prison is a business. Jail is a business. Jail is today's enslavement. Be clear on that. So what we're going to do, we're going to fight to defund the police and invest in black communities. Invest in our black future. Right? So I don't want to hold y'all long because it's hot. So I'm going to pass it back to Amari and they're going to tell y'all the directions of where we're going and what we're doing. But we're going to walk slow. Make sure y'all got water. And guess what? Our ancestors walked in hotter weather than this. So don't tell me you hot when your ancestors walked in way more hotter weather than this. And farther than what we're walking. So if Harriet Tubman did it, I know I can do it.
Everybody want to be liberated, but they don't want to get the free time.
Okay, look at there.
They don't want to get the free time.
I kind of like that one better, but okay. But let's go, y'all. So I'm going to pass this on because this ain't my show. I'm here to keep y'all safe, because who keep us safe? We keep us safe. Who keep us safe? We keep us safe. Who keep us safe? We keep us safe. I say it. So what we do, we don't talk to the police. So if you need to talk to somebody, talk to your neighbor, or if you see somebody with walkie-talkie, holler at us. Because the police don't keep us safe. We keep us safe.
Aaron, we do status coup.live. Go there and you won't be funding any enemies.
Cop in the racist system. Be clear, it's good people, but no good cop in a racist system. The system was never built for us. The system of policing was built to enslave black people.
Well, talk about it.
The system of policing was to protect property and not people.
Well, it ain't broken. It's working like it's supposed to.
So be clear. I'm an abolitionist.
Burn it.
I want all those systems to burn down and rebuild a world that can keep us safe and empower black people. All right.
Yes. All right, y'all. We are getting ready to go.
You got it. Go ahead.
Everybody, make sure you've got a partner. Make sure you got something with you. Make sure that you are with them to keep you safe. Are you Alright, everybody, we're going this way.
And we do dollar signs, status quo.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, let's
All the black women in liberation.
So, folks, before we get going, I wanted to tell you what the goals are. The goal number one is to reduce MPD's budget by 50%, $273 million over the next 3 years. Sub-goal, personnel and absolute hiring freeze, creating a hard cap on overtime, encouraging and incentivizing furloughs and retirement, firing officers who violate civil rights, ending paid leave during disciplinary investigation. Another sub-goal regarding equipment, banning MPD purchasing equipment, including military-style crowd control and chemical weapons, banning MPD purchase of surveillance equipment, overseeing disposal of existing problematic equipment. Goal 2, defunding the police, ending police involvement in community services. Sub-goal, ending police contracts with non-emergency services, including behavioral health. Sub-goal, phasing out and ultimately ending police involvement in emergency response. Sub-goal, zero police in schools. Ending MPD role in traffic enforcement, shift this responsibility to DVOT. Goal 3, invest in our community. Devote savings from MPD budget to community support. Sub-goals, invest in non-police crisis and 911 response center. Increase existing funding and expansion for existing programs. Increase funding for housing of communities in need. Thank you. Invest in trauma-informed support inside DCPS and charter schools. Invest in good jobs and fair wages for DDOT employees. Invest in a community-driven alternatives to policing participatory research project. Goal 4, pass legislation to protect the community. Pass legislation limiting police power and ban harmful and unethical police practices. Pass legislation to end stop and frisk and jump outs. Pass legislation banning harmful surveillance tools and tactics. Pass legislation banning all use of chemical weapons under any circumstances. Pass legislation making officers personally liable for lawsuits or settlements under $10,000. Pass legislation removing special treatment for officers who engage in misconduct. Pass legislation preventing the Fraternal Order of Police from interfering in fair discipline. Decriminalize poverty, drugs, homelessness, sex work, and street vending. Release and protect incarcerated people with serious medical conditions and address risks of COVID-19. Goal 5, call on DC officials to lead bravely. Sub-goals.
When black lives are under attack, what do you do? When black lives are under attack, what do you do? When black lives are under attack, what do you do?
Vote no on any police budget increases over the next 3 years. give the community a seat at the table, pilot and promote community involvement through participatory budgeting, pilot and promote programs fostering community control of police surveillance, advocate year-round for budget reform, make a public commitment to take no police money for constituent services or re-election campaign. And they say it's time to transition from policing and oppression to care and freedom. Our communities deserve safety, accountability, and justice. Join us in reimagining safety and refunding our communities. So you can find all of that at defundmbd.org. Again, we are in DC, Black Lives Matter Plaza. Smash the like button, share this stream, your Discord, your Facebook groups. All of that really helps. The suppression is incredible. I'm actually going to grab a water. Thank you so much, I appreciate it. Right there, we zoom in, is the White House. Quite different looking than it used to be due to the fences. Oh, there's a Free Palestine gathering over there apparently. Drinking my water here, guys.
1, 2, 3, 4, slavery, genocide, and war. 5, 6, 7, 8. America was never great. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slavery, genocide, and war. 5, 6, 7, 8. America was never great. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slavery, genocide, and war. 5, 6, 7, 8. America was never great. So when I say land, I want y'all to say back, because we are talking about bringing back all of the sovereign land of all the indigenous people who have been stolen and taken from their land or had their land taken from them. I just want to try it one more time, and I just want to really hear y'all voices. I want them to hear you all the way at the DACA pipeline. I want to hear y'all voices. Land! 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 Because when we talk about defunding the police, we talk about defunding the carceral state, we mean defunding America too. Period. Defund America. Period.
That's something that I found at a lot of these rallies, is whether it's a Black Lives Matter rally, whether it's an AAPI rally, whether it's a Free Palestine rally, they are banded together in solidarity because these are people who are oppressed, and it's incredible to see. It's great to see, inspiring to see. It's not about, getting resources or attention for one group over another.
We ready, we ready, we ready, we ready, no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. Fuck these racists, police. Fuck these dirty ass, police. Fuck these scamming ass, police. Fuck these lying ass, police. Fuck these dirty ass, police. Fuck these homophobic ass, police. Can we just get a countdown? I said, so when I get to 12, y'all say fuck 12, okay? I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, fuck 12. I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, fuck 12. I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, fuck 12. I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, fuck 12. 12. Fuck 12. So we're gonna try this chant one more time, man. Y'all wouldn't give me the energy I needed at Black Lives Matter Plaza, man. What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! If we don't get it,
Guys, keep those super chats coming. Share this stream. We need more people to see this. Smash that like button. If you're just joining us, we are in DC. We are marching from Black Lives Matter Plaza.
to the streets about the police, no justice, no peace. Take it to the streets about the police, no justice, no peace.
You can also watch at statuscoup.live.
No justice, no peace. Take it to the streets about the police, no justice, no peace. Take it to the streets about the police.
You can also see ahead of us are folks riding bicycles. That often happens. It is a protective measure for marching protesters. You'll also see MPD riding bikes. alongside as they do.
March 12! Take it to the street! Abolish the police! No justice! March 12! Take it to the street! Abolish the police! No justice! March 12! Abolish the police! No justice! March 12! Take it to the street! Abolish the police! No justice! No peace! March 12! We don't believe no peace!
Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop.
Say what?
Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Alright, so we're gonna try something a little different, y'all. If y'all Shock Lizzie fans, y'all gonna be able to get the beat. Your budget way too high, we need to cut it! Your budget way too high, we need to cut it! Your budget way too high, you need to cut it! That budget way too high, you need to cut it!
Thank you,
Cut it down,
668.
cut it down, 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 cut it down. Come on, y'all. You wanna cut that budget where, y'all? Down, y'all. Your budget way too high, we need to cut it. Your budget way too high, you need to cut it. Cut it, cut
Thanks for
it,
sharing, Dana.
cut it down, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it.
You'll also see medics on the side here. Folks at protests, take care of one another. You'll find people with snacks, water bottles. You'll find medics. You'll find people who go ahead in the route to show people where it is, to clear the path, etc.
Black lives matter. 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 Hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Whose motherfucking street? Our motherfucking street. 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 Period, y'all. This all ours. Our tax dollars pay for all this. My ancestors paid all this for free. Period. So this is all ours. So we can take it down for free. Period. All right. Back up. We want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops. We don't need them. Back up. We want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops. We don't need them. All these trash ass cops. We don't need them. All these bullshit ass cops.
I'm going to do some interviews, folks, so please share this stream all over the place. Smash the like button. This is what Status Coup does. We get out here, we get the microphone back to the people. I'm glad you folks are watching. I'm glad you folks found us, even if YouTube And friends are hiding us under a bushel.
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! Take to the streets and confront the police.
1 second as I get my mouth adjusted here.
Justice! No peace! No justice!
A little bit of wiggling as I detach my microphone.
No justice!
$500 million fight.
No justice!
Yeah, so the cops always are along these paths as they march.
We don't get no justice.
Sorry guys, my hands are
We don't get no justice.
a little sweaty here, so it's hard to detach.
And we don't get no justice.
Okay, so I can't detach it, so we're just gonna talk loudly.
Okay, so y'all, the next one, can you do act up, fight back? Please don't be ableist, don't say stand up. When black lives are under attack, what do we do?
Act up, fight back!
When black lives are under attack, what do we do?
Act up, fight back!
When black lives are under attack, what do we do?
Act up, fight back!
When trans lives are under attack, what do we do?
Act up, fight back!
When trans
Can I ask
lives
you a
are
couple
under
questions?
attack, what do we do?
My name is Jenn. You can either give your name or not. So talk to me about why you're here, your thoughts on defunding the police, all that. Anything you want to say?
It's not defund the police, it's abolish the police. I think everybody now, I guess know the difference between defunding and abolishing the police. I mean, all of it's caught on camera, everybody sees it, it's absolutely everywhere. You can't say that you don't know about it, and you can't say that it isn't true. You can't say that you haven't seen the millions of videos, just the downright disrespect towards black people. When we tell you that, America, the United States, has definitely, had its hand in spilling, African American blood, taking labor, and never paying those people, never paying their ancestors. In fact, and even further disrespect us, what they do is they benefit off of it, and they let their children benefit off of, they let their children benefit off of literal, blood, sweat, and, labors of a slave, and give us the crumbs afterwards.
I think a lot of people don't understand or realize the racist history of the police, the slave patrols. If you want to speak on that and how you maybe do, or I don't want to ask you a leading question, but if you do feel like that still plays a role today, speak on that.
What specifically?
On if you feel like slave patrols and the history of how police were formed in this country.
Oh, they were never reformed. We know what they are. We know what they've done. They're playing the system. They're doing exactly how the system's supposed to work. It was never broken. That's why you need to do away with it. They were here to guard property. What were slaves viewed as? Property. All the time, and it's still to this day, jailhouses and prisons, lock black people up all the time for football numbers, and then 15 years later, oh, it wasn't him. We apologize. Here's $2 million. $2 million's not enough. You literally, you benefit off of people being in prisons. Like, you literally make money off of it. Like, people eat, their dinner off of, unfairly prosecuting and imprisoning black people until they can't use them no more from birth to the end. So yeah, the police are doing exactly what they've been doing. They're in the hood where it's exactly where they should be, so that they can catch these people and put them in those prisons and make them work for free labor, which is indentured servitude. So slavery was never over. So they're always doing what it is that what they were trained to do.
What would you say to the people who might respond as people do? Oh, if you abolish the police or if you defund the police, who are you going to call when there's a problem? Which is, what people say.
Well, we live in 2021, and I'm pretty sure that we are more, we're more intelligent than our forefathers, as you would say, and I'm pretty sure we could come up with a system, or I'm pretty sure we could do what other countries like Norway are doing, where their police don't carry no weapons, and it takes them 8 years to be the police, and you really got to do some shit and learn some stuff, in order to do that. Like, you can't apply to be a fucking brain surgeon. Excuse me, you can't apply to be a brain surgeon.
You can use any word you want.
Perfect. You can't apply to be a brain surgeon and expect to get the job in 8 months. You can't. You know absolutely everything about the law, and you're completely dedicated to cleaning the streets. No, screw that. Screw that. That sounds like a person with an ulterior motive. You get this cool ass job per se with these benefits to roam and do whatever you want. It sounds like a thug. You sound like a thug.
What about Joe Biden? He's never been.
I was never on this man's side.
Yeah.
I was never on any of their sides. All of them are crooked. Like you can look at their history. Like, I don't care if you were to just point at somebody that I guess a few people in the room know and say that person right there touches somebody. It's not proven, but everybody's still gonna have that thought in their mind. Well, I did see, something about, that person might have had done some wrong things to some kids. Or if, for instance, if you see somebody in a picture with Jeffrey Epstein, I don't care who you are, why are you associated and related to that person, being around that person? If everybody knows that guy does that stuff, but I'm fine, I was never around it, I didn't know. You're lying. You're a liar. Like, all of them are liars, and I can't believe that I'm actually saying that. But now that everybody somewhat is politically savvy, or they know kind of what is going on, like, you can't deny that stuff is out there in the public, on the internet, that these people do these things, and they're supposed to be in charge of you and leading your life in a better direction, per se, so they say.
Right. So we know, like you said, like Bill Clinton was pictured with Epstein and on his flights, and we know Trump was.
Okay, yeah. Now all your greatest doings or all your accomplishments goes right out the window. I don't care if you donated thousands of dollars of however much money you have to a cause. No, fuck that. You touch children. And you're around, you are who you hang upon, and like, that's real life. That's a real life lesson that your mommy and your daddy teaches you. So why is it that we're not using what our mommies and our daddies taught us, like, logically?
Well, specifically, with Biden, he wants to fund the police even more.
Right, and he's also, we already knew that.
Yeah.
We just, we were taking the good with the bad, but this is, I guess, we're still out here protesting for the fact that we're not okay with that. We're not okay that your first 100 days in office, you bombed some country.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, we could have spent that money and did away with some shit, or put it back to the pandemic, or anything that would help the people right here on the ground who really matter. It took you 6 months or whatever, or however long it take you to give us $1,200 or however much money, but it take you 2.5 seconds to press that button to kill somebody? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, what sense does that make? On what planet? I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Well, we clearly live in a country where Tamir Rice's mother has just had to file a brief to try to get her son's murderer to not get reinstated as a cop. Yeah. We live, Derek Chauvin was convicted on all 3 counts, okay, but still, Marvin Scott III's murderers are not arrested. Breonna Taylor's murderers are not arrested.
But here's my thing, though. Two kinds of people use the police, and these people, one side of these people use the one side as, okay, what if we take away, like if you take away the police, who's gonna go catch the bad guy? Okay, that's all cool and all, that's on the ground, that's our problem. But for me, if I'm thinking in like the White House or like the people who actually fund the police, that means if we abolish them, they have less control over what goes on the ground. Somebody told the military to, attack us when we were over there, like however many months ago, last June, when they literally assaulted us for days on end.
Speak on that, because people might not be aware or might not remember.
I was there from beginning to end every night. I walked
here
from
in DC.
I walked from my house down Connecticut Avenue, from Montgomery County all the way to the White House 4 days in a row to protest. And every night I was assaulted. We were assaulted. It didn't matter who you were, what you were. It was a flex of control. If we can get them to stop really quickly by using a little bit of force before, this escalates. But it already did escalate. It had already escalated. There were already cameras out here that watched you do that to us, and then make a mockery out of us by trying to wipe it away the next day.
Well, and obviously it's not to make it about me at all. Obviously it's much better for me as a white person, but I was assaulted by police as a journalist here in DC last year.
Right. So that should open your eyes to the fact that they're not really here. They were not here to protect you.
Right.
They were here to protect property. They could give a crap about what happened to your body. You, the damage, that you were a nuisance.
Exactly.
And they thought that they could make you go away when you pay them. So you mean to tell me that me and you and everybody else is paying the police to, have the power to hurt us? And for whose safety? For whose safety? Who was in danger? We're pleading for help, for asking for help, and white people are, having to have black people's voices amplified at a much higher rate, at a much higher velocity than they already do, because now people on the ground, like you and me, we, on the streets, we can see it day to day. Like for the first time in my life, I watched a white girl get stabbed by a Proud Boy. And she's sitting there, she's like, oh shit, I just got stabbed.
Oh wow, yeah.
Like, it's a real problem for us on the streets, but we really didn't hear too much about that, broadcasted. Who really has, control over, what's going on. And the one thing everybody would think of is, where was the police when it happened? Right across the street. Right across the street, not giving a fuck about absolutely nobody here. Absolutely no one.
What do you think about the fact that obviously the streets were more packed with protesters last year? Many of them, white people who were woken up for the first time, but seemingly now that Biden's in office, some of those white folks were, okay, now we can go back to sleep. Trump is gone. What do you think about that? Or obviously
the problem's still here.
The
problem arises still that, even then with all those voices we still had, somehow some invisible hand seemed to even smash down our voices even lower, even with white people amplifying black voices, trying to get the message out there absolutely everywhere, scattering it across the planet, having absolutely everybody on edge to even think about, remotely, being offensive, to black people, trans people, anybody, period, just on your toes, but the point I'm making is, at the same time, we're still having our voices down, even with other people's problems. Like, with how long have we been doing this now? Since before me and you were born. But it took Biden absolutely, no time at all to pass the anti-Asian hate bill. Congratulations, but seriously, somebody's mama should slap the shit out of you. Are you kidding me? We were literally pepper sprayed with bullets, people sleeping on the street overnight, coming from all different types of states all over here to DC to be assaulted by the police. To be literally assaulted thousands of miles away from home. I met a dude from Russia who came down here just to do that. That's how important it was. But it took him no more than a couple days to pass an anti-Asian hate bill. you know, and you can't do something that, you know, has the police easing up off of all of our backs right now.
That is an incredible point, and I think something that is lost on a lot of people. It truly, it took no time at all for that to happen. And what about Black Lives Matter? What about all of the continued, it's not that it's not important to take care of anti-Asian hate. It's not that it's not important to take care of these other problems.
Oh, never. No one should be put on the backbone burner for anybody else.
Oh, of course.
But that is what we're talking
about.
Exactly. That's the point that we're getting to. Our voices are still being constantly pushed down. That was the prime example that I just gave you.
No, yeah, you're making a fantastic point.
You literally just not only did you just promised us a whole bunch of things, go away, just go away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and another problem arises, and you take care of it in no time.
Right.
In no time. So that must mean you must either one fear the other problem more, or the other problem would cost you a lot more.
Right.
You know, so literally to me, essentially, you think we're worthless. In my eyes, you know, he's already made weird remarks like, if you don't vote for me or some shit, then you ain't black.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
So we already we don't hold this man in the highest regard. No, fuck that. Who does? Who here does?
Right.
You know, if we could eradicate this problem without him voting for him. Matter of fact, like, I don't know what benevolent force did not put Bernie Sanders in that White House. The one person I consistently see on every social media talking about the same shit that I care about.
Right.
You know, even in his position of power gets shot down every time he opens up his mouth, it's something that either really affects you or is affecting people right close to you, me and you. But, you know, this, like, I would have rather we have burned more buildings and cost them a lot more money than putting Joe Biden in the White House. Because that's how, this is people's lives we were talking about. It cost lives. We literally lost damn near half of the United States last year. Taking the risk of putting vaccines in our arms that was never even passed by the CDC or whatever people say we should put stuff in our body. You know, they gave that shit to us without them saying, okay, check, put it in the bodies, you're good, because it was an emergency. You know, Black Lives Matter is still an emergency. You know, we're still dying. We're still being falsely prosecuted. You know, that like, what, 2020, they killed like three black people on death row that they had proved their innocence, you know, months before their trial, months before they were set to die. That's a real fact and a real statement, and people were scared to look that up because you know what you're going to see. You're going to be like, well, which one? And what year?
Exactly. Yeah, well, yeah, when it comes to the FDA and the vaccines and all that, you know, there are obviously a lot of people who question that. They did have like the tech behind that was kind of ready to go, and there was a lot of funding behind that and all of that. So as far as that's concerned, on a different topic, like that, when I think the best analogy for Black Lives Matter that I've heard is when a firefighter, like, obviously all houses are important, but when one is on fire, you put that one out. Mm-hmm. Black lives are on fire. They're constantly getting murdered. Black people are constantly getting murdered by police. And as you say, you have to say which black life that got murdered are you speaking of, because it happens constantly.
So many names.
Mm-hmm.
So many names. Like it's I think it's easier for, you know, people, you know, like you, a white person like you, who live in the city or are around the city. Yeah. So, you know, this is a black city, so you know, probably know way more black people now than just before you got here.
Right.
And, you know, and I'm pretty sure that they will constantly tell you the same thing, of the same story of, you know, somewhere beyond their frustration, it's the same consistency of the unfairness of black lives. how we always get the last, how we always get the least, unless it's the vaccine, then we'll feed it to your mama.
Yeah.
Then we will give Johnson & Johnson to your mama. Then the black people come first, and we're the test subjects.
Well, I think that is a history that a lot of people don't understand, is that black people have been historically used as medical test subjects in this country, and especially black prisoners,
Right.
in really disgusting ways, including as like psychological test experiments, including MK Ultra, which might to folks sound like a conspiracy theory, but it's not. Look it up.
100% real.
Yeah.
It has gripped a lot of communities in a lot of different ways, but it's the same thing. It's the same weapon. You know, it's real. You can literally look it up in you know, CIA.gov, stuff like that. But, you know, the thing is also, not just psychologically, they have literally, the United States government has literally funded projects to insert syphilis in black bodies as test subjects. You know, that's a real thing, that's a real fact, and they're not denying it. You know, they're not saying we're sorry for what Bill Clinton did. He said, I'm sorry, but where was the reparation for that?
Right.
You know, where was the Medicare for any type of transmitted disease? You know, black people should be able to walk in any motherfucking hospital and get any motherfucking treatment that they want. Period, because you owe us that.
Yes.
You owe us that for the shit that you inflicted upon us. You sat on the cure for AIDS, you know, for over 30, 40 years before you really started to release it, you know, release the cure for, you know, HIV and AIDS. Now all of a sudden, you know, every time you look at one of those commercials, you know, it's damn near curable. You know, can't be detected and stuff like that. Yeah, but what about the black bodies lost for the shit? For how long you sat on the cure, for how long that, you know, when you could have helped us, when it could have probably would have cost you little next to nothing. But look how much you benefited off of, you know, black intellect, black culture, black music, all that stuff. You know, you wouldn't have like, traffic lights today without black people. Like, you know, the money that you make off of it around the world should go back to its actual people, for the people who invented it. But no, you absolutely shit on us. You absolutely shit on us, and you know, and not so much as even I'm sorry.
Well, a great example of black people not getting the reparations, yet again, that they deserve, just happened the other day in Tulsa. Mm-hmm. Some of the last living survivors were going to be, I don't know the right word, but they were going to be part of the 100-year celebration. And so as part of that, they were going to be given so-called reparations, and through negotiations with that, they were going to be given, you know, very small reparations. And so the lawyer requested more, and so the request for more was denied, and so they were no longer then going to appear. Right. And they were then they just shut it all down. Tulsa just shut it all down.
Which is great. Which is
it's
super.
absurd.
Which is super crazy, because, you know, then I think, in my opinion, with all the white voices and the white allies and the Asian allies, and also all of the people that benefit from Tulsa who have ever came through there, you know, I would have rallied them with me. You know, we want Tulsa. You know, you give Native Americans, you know, what they want, and that's a good thing, and you deserve to give them, they deserve everything that, you know, they deserve this entire country if they ask for it. If they tell us to leave, we should, but black people have to be here too. Black people have suffered. Okay, give us Tulsa, or give us part of Texas. Why would that be so hard? Like we'd say, oh, no white people allowed? Why would we do that? We're here, you're here, we need each other. We could actually benefit from it. And what harm would that do in giving us actual property? Give us Tulsa. Right. You know, for the people that you covered up. You know, that murder is a heinous crime in the United States, and no one's been prosecuted for it. Why? Because the United States is directly responsible for it.
Absolutely. And this is not long in our past. And these are, you know, three folks who are 104, 105, 106.
Right.
They're not asking for these reparations for themselves. They're asking for it for their community, for their family.
Right.
And it's not a lot to ask. Just a continued slap in the face, to put it very mildly. The audience is really, really interested in the things that you have to say. Any last words or important things that you have to leave folks with?
Well, I'm not philosophical. You know, the furthest I've been out of, you know, the DC area is probably like Nashville. You know, I'm not really gonna tell you my name, but you know, I'm gonna be 30 in a couple months, and I've seen some stuff, and I've seen some stuff on the ground, like literally, you know, when I say I've seen enough, you know, when I say I've seen cops, you know, beat on black people, you know, unjustly or get away with them. I've seen a cop get away with murder. Like I'm telling you that it's happening. You know, if you move away from all the nice parts of the city, it's you know, it's black suffering. It's every day, you know, every day is not a good day, and it's really hard for some people to even put a smile on their face. And you know, if you just look around you and look at people that don't look like you know, do your research, you know, you'll see that yeah, there is black suffering. You know, we are being shat on like constantly, all the time, pushed to the side. You know, and we're giving the most horrible titles. But that's not really what most people have seen. You know, interactions, like their interactions, you know, with black people have probably been the exact opposite of what you initially thought before we came in contact with each other. And that's just my opinion. So why not risk a little bit? You know, we showed you white privilege exists when you went to jail one night and got out the next day completely fine. You're good. You know, okay, so it's probably, you know, you can do it again. You know, we could rally in the thousands again. You know, we made them fix us for the time we did it last time. Well, they're gonna fix us again with all that money they had. You know, we're gonna make them change. You know, eventually they're gonna take the money from them. You just gotta, I don't know, rally before the Black Lives lost. Let's try and not have another name. Let's try and fuck some shit up so hard that, you know, it's worse than George Floyd. Like, I don't care what type of person he is. I don't care if she was a prostitute. No, she was murdered unjustly by the police. We're gonna fuck some shit up. That's not the one that we chose, but that's the one we're gonna fuck shit up for. You're gonna hear us and fix us at the same time when we fuck them. I don't know.
I know you don't want to say your name, but any social media or special causes you want to point people toward?
All black businesses. If you don't know any, just look them up. Support all black businesses, all black food, all that stuff. At least you know where your money is going towards. You know, all of it. Like, I don't know. Support your local black businesses. Like, no matter who you are, what your race is, I'm not going to turn it down. I'm not going to turn down the money. You know, if you really want to benefit, if you don't think that coming out here is towards something, well then buy black if you can't get your bodies out here to support black people.
Thank you. I really appreciate your time. Wonderful.
Awesome. Thank you.
We're Status Coup. You can find us on YouTube, all socials. Status, like the overthrow of the status quo. So we're a very progressive channel. Our folks are like Bernie supporters, Clinton supporters.
Everything that matters.
Yeah. So we're at a ton of events like this. We're about to go on an evictions crisis tour, stuff like that. We're gonna go all over. We're planning it, probably West Virginia and Pennsylvania and all over, just because the moratorium's ending and like Larry Hogan in Maryland's ending the unemployment stuff early, which is horrible. So yeah, check us out.
Of course.
Thank you for your interview. It's great.
No problem.
As we're thinking about being thoughtful on decriminalizing, funding the police,
Mientras estamos pensando en cómo vamos a difundir la policía,
we're working on a multitude of issues to decriminalize DC.
estamos trabajando en una multitud de problemas que criminalizan al DF
And to decarcerate the criminal justice system by removing laws that have no effect on public order and safety.
y para criminalizar al sistema de justicia, quitando leyes que no ayudan.
And I'm also honored to also tell you today about this new initiative with the Drug Policy Alliance.
Y también estoy honrada para decirles el día de hoy sobre la nueva póliza sobre drogas civic.
We are launching the decrim campaign for poverty, which is to mirror decriminalization of all. I'm sorry, I really wasn't prepared to speak today. This was a last-minute venture.
It's okay, keep going, honey. It's okay.
We are criminalizing drug use under the name of decrim poverty.
Estamos criminalizando el uso de drogas bajo la pobreza.
And as we're decriminalizing under poverty, we're also to uplift all decriminalization movements.
Y mientras que estamos trabajando para criminalizar bajo la pobreza, estamos tolerando otros movimientos de drogas.
To improve the decriminalization of sex work in the District of Columbia.
My bad. It's all right, it's all right. Come on, honey, come on, brother.
That also includes to decriminalize sex work in the District of Columbia. As well as to uplift and promote any decriminalization effort, as well as the decarceration of the system.
Que también va a ayudar a enforzar y empujar cualquier esfuerzo de discriminar a cualquiera.
We started and launched this campaign building on the win that we had in December for decriminalizing paraphernalia.
Nosotros empezamos este movimiento en noviembre, discriminando paraphernalia.
The momentum
Sorry guys, there's an ambulance coming.
to push this movement. Coming off of monumental losses this year, like George Floyd and Breonna Taylor.
Sorry, it'll wiggle for a second. I'm trying to open my drink.
And this will also go towards us looking at how we can thoughtfully reform the police as we're pushing for abolition.
Y eso nos va a ayudar a pensar bien cómo vamos a reformar la policía y empujar hacia la abolición.
To find out more about the movement, you can inbox me, Tamika@hips.org. I'm passing the mic because it's hot. Give it up for Tamika. Yo, it is hot, so we're not sticking around. We're going to keep it moving. We're moving on to our next spot. All right? Circle up, let's move out.
Guys, share this stream, smash the like button. Super chats are very welcome. Cash App, $status coup. These infield trips cost a lot. We're also going on an infield road trip eviction tour. The eviction moratorium is ending. Scumbag GOP governors like Larry Hogan in Maryland are ending unemployment benefits early, the COVID unemployment benefits early.
Freedom, freedom, freedom. We don't need it, need it.
Hold on, my chances. I want to hear y'all. We've been saying the same chant for an hour. I know y'all got it. Back up, back up.
We want freedom, freedom.
Only places that stop.
We don't need it, need it. Back up, back up. don't need them, need them. Back up, we want our freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops, we don't need them, need them. Middle finger to the law. Middle finger to the law. Say no, no to the popo. Say no, no to the popo. Say fuck 12, say fuck ICE. Say fuck 12, say fuck ICE. These racist pigs have got to go. These racist pigs have got to go. Middle finger to the law. Middle finger to the law. Say no, no to the popo. Say no, no to the popo. Say fuck 12, say fuck ICE. Say fuck 12, say fuck ICE. These racist pigs have got to go. These racist pigs have got to go. ACAB. All cops are bitches. ACAB. All cops are bitches. Who keeps us safe? We keep us safe. 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 ACAB. All cops are bastards.
1 second, I have to recycle my drink and then I'll adjust the camera. More interviews. I'm tired. I just had a Gatorade that I just threw away. Thank you, though. The shade feels kind of nice.
It's gonna be same like this tomorrow. So.
Is there what's happening tomorrow? Is there anything?
Nothing that I know. I mean, I meant the weather.
What's that?
I meant the weather. It's gonna be.
Oh, the weather.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna look and see if there's any protests or anything.
I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, always something seems to pop up. Yeah, I'm recovering. I had long hauler COVID, which made me so exhausted. I couldn't report in the field for a while. So I'm still getting over that. But so much better, but still like Alrighty, folks. I have rehydrated. I will find some more folks to do. I'm gonna try to get one of these organizers.
And you don't get no peace.
Do go to statusquo.live. We have just set that up, and no matter what happens with YouTube, which you can see is suppressing us, you can find us live there. You can also support us there. We're walking through Chinatown.
We want justice for black people. We don't need no fucking police. You ain't got a power walk. 9, 10, 11. I said a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
They glad I moved to the
Can I ask you a couple questions as one of the organizers? We're status quo. We're a progressive organization. I'm Jenn. Give your name if you want, don't if you don't. So you're one of the organizers of this event, I believe. Yeah, it's you're one of the organizers of this event, I believe. Yeah. So defund the police, MPD. It's been a year since George Floyd was murdered. A year since the destructive, violent tactics of the MPD last year. So talk about the organizing of this event and your specific goals.
All right, so we're out here trying to basically organize a community to remind people in government that we are here, that we're not going away, that we won't be silenced, and we're going to continue to fight until this fight is won. You know, over a year of hardcore organizing in the streets, not to mention the decades and so on that our ancestors have been leading this fight. We're still here. We're still here regularly out in the streets. And we're heading now to the FOP, where we're going to tell them to fuck themselves.
Yeah, so talk about that. A lot of people don't understand the connection between the FOP and why they're bad. A lot of people are misinformed about them. Speak on that.
Yeah, so the FOP is a lot more than like a cutesy sticker you put in your window to get out of a ticket. You know, like the FOP has, for ages, ensured that there is no accountability for on the count of that the police do not respond to the public rather than their own interests in defending one another. As a member of DSA, one of the things that I'm focused on is making clear the difference between the FOP and labor. Yeah, the difference between police and labor. From Haymarket to the recent work against Amazon, they're always there on the wrong side. They're always there to organize against to organize against labor.
Yeah, we were actually there reporting the Black Rock event, and we were just reporting at the Staten Island organizing event with Chris Smalls. And so it's like people think unions are just unilaterally a good thing. They don't understand why FOP is bad, but they also don't understand why police have their roots in slave patrols and things like that. So, what are your hopes for people understanding what defunding the police actually means for people coming out and joining you folks?
So I think one thing that's really important to note is that in the media at the moment you hear a lot of, frankly, bullshit about language. You know, like whenever our message becomes too difficult to confront, because a lot of what we're saying is really everyday normal stuff. Like, cops should not be in schools. That's absurd. You know. So they like to attack us on the language of defunding the police. I think what's really important to note is that for ages, all of our community has been defunded. Cuts hit every aspect of American society aside from the police. They can depend year after year on more money, on new armaments, on new means to brutalize the public.
One more question, and then I'll let you go. I know you have a lot to do. Is Biden going to help? Do you have any hopes for him?
That's spicy. I don't want to answer.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to say about that. Ultimately, I'm an activist in DSA. I wouldn't be if I thought that the party alone could resolve our issues, basically.
How can people find you? How can they help?
So we got a website, defundmpd.org. People should check it out. It's new, it's polished. We're on Instagram. We're on all the social media. Come out and support us. But after supporting us, come out and organize with us. Be in the streets with us.
Thank you. Do you want to give your name?
Yeah, I'm Mara.
Thank you so much.
Used to be here.
Terrence Sterling 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 used to be here.
The police killed Terrence Sterling.
The police killed Terrence
It's hot, my folks. It's hot, my folks. So we're on the way to the Fraternal Order of Police. You heard his answer on that, and I think it truly is an area a lot of people are misinformed on. Unions are not just all around good. The Fraternal Order of Police has a long history of doing the bidding of very bad police officers. By very bad, I'm simply putting low-term language on murderous police officers, demented police officers. They do work to, scrub things from police officers' files, for example, that should never be scrubbed. Things from police officers' files are scrubbed within 6 months in certain cases. That should never, ever be scrubbed. There are certain cases where police officers, sorry about that, it looks like it buffered. There are certain cases where police officers get away with things dozens and dozens of times because their files are scrubbed. There are cases where police officers are hired in other locations because their files are scrubbed. Unions are meant to advocate for workers, but they're not meant to advocate for murderers. Some of you may know that in my past, I was a school teacher, so I belonged to the NEA, the Education Association. And so, of course, the NEA advocates for teachers in many good ways. It's not perfect, but it's good. But it certainly doesn't do what the FOP does. It certainly doesn't do what the head of the FOP does. Welcome, new member Devin. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Membership is how we grow. It's how we're able to be out in the field. Statuscoup.com/join. You get in on our members calls, which are amazing. Ask me anything calls where we spill way too much info. You get in on our members only Discord. Statuscoup.com/join. We have a goal of getting to 2,000 members. We're super close. Join now. Police is protected by police. Oh, it says private club. shaking while I readjust.
Motherfuckers. That's a goddamn shame. It's a motherfucking shame.
I feel like y'all know where we are already. Alright, so yeah, these FOP, these folks, they fuck us up all the time. So, y'all may not know.
You don't know what to say. Defund MPD. Defund MPD.
The FOP is constantly there.
Share this, guys.
All of our attempts to make our community better.
Protecting buildings
Anytime
as
we
always.
attempt to bring funds into our community, to strengthen our community, to strengthen our society, the FOP is there to get in the way of that shit. Every time we try to ensure that some cop who brutalizes a member of our community is held accountable, the FOP is there to make sure that shit does not happen. This is fine. They're not interested in supporting the community, they're interested in fucking our shit up. And that's why we are here today. Exactly. I got my amazing Thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for being here with us through the heat. Thank you for being here with these spicy chants. I'm going to invite Natasha up here to say a few words about the people who were lost to MPD, and afterwards we'll hear a bit more about the FOP.
Tell them how fucked up FOP is.
Y'all, I'm just going to take a moment to acknowledge this is not, unfortunately, a comprehensive list of all the black people that MPD has murdered.
Oh, wow.
And they protect racist cops.
Exactly.
I'm going to list names, and then we're going to do a call and response with each name, y'all. Raphael Briscoe.
Raphael Briscoe.
Sherman Evans. Terrence Sterling. Gerald Hall. Timothy Williams. Jeffrey Price. Isabel Duvall. Marquise Austin. Daquan Young. Eric Carter. Jamal Bird. Devon Harris. Deon K. Karan Hilton Brown. And Vito Hall. This is not, again, a complete list of all of the people that these murderers have taken from us. Shame.
We don't have to call George Floyd. They kill us right here, motherfucker.
That's right.
We don't have to call Breonna Taylor. Y'all kill us right here.
That's right.
They will if they can.
We're going to continue by talking about all of the ways that the Fraternal Order of Police upholds and protects these murderers day after day with our funds.
Guys, help us keep recording on things like this.
It's a racist game.
I'm Elizabeth, my pronouns are she, her, and I'm a proud member of the Defund MPD Coalition.
Hola, buenas, mi nombre es Isabel, yo soy una miembro de la organización de fundir a la policía función.
I'm so honored to be in community with you all today. I'm here today as a union member.
Estoy orgullosa de estar aquí con ustedes el día de hoy y estoy orgullosa de estar aquí como un miembro de unión.
I'm a part of my bargaining team at the National Women's Law Center United, and I'm a member of the nonprofit Professional Employees Union.
Y estoy también aquí como parte de la unión de no profesionales o la unión de no profesionales.
I want to start by sharing with you all why both of my labor unions are part of the Defund MPD Coalition. It's because we recognize that cops are the enemies of the labor movement and the working class.
Represento a ambas de las uniones del trabajo, es porque nosotros reconocemos que la policía es el enemigo del movimiento de labor.
slave patrols in the South.
Exactly.
These slave patrols were invented to kidnap enslaved black people who were emancipating themselves and to kidnap black people who had been born free and take them into slavery.
Yes, they were.
La policía moderna es lo que antes era un patrón para esclavos antes. Esto fue inventado para secuestrar a esclavos que se estaban liberando y que también fueron libres para secuestrarlos y forzarlos a ser esclavos.
Modern cops were invented to steal unpaid black labor.
Los policías modernos fueron creados para los policías modernos fueron inventados para robar el trabajo negro no pagado.
In the North, cops served the same anti-worker function. When the U.S. was industrializing, workers in the North started demanding basic rights, like an 8-hour workday, fair wages, and safe working conditions.
Este movimiento empezó en los tiempos de antes, cuando ya la gente empezaba a pedir más sus beneficios, así, nomás trabajar 8 horas al día y pagos justos y condiciones seguras.
When they went on strike, the wealthy millionaire bosses were calling the police to break up the strike and even to kill workers.
Cuando empezaron a hacer huelgas, los millonarios llamaban a la policía para separar las huelgas.
I don't want to move the camera angle because I want to be right here by the cops.
Cops began as enemies of workers, and they still are today.
La policía empezó como los trabajadores y lo siguen siendo hasta ahora.
Earlier this year in New York, some Teamsters were striking outside of a supermarket in the Bronx because they wanted a $1 per hour wage increase.
Actualmente en Nueva York estaban haciendo huelga unos Teamsters fuera de una tienda porque ellos nomás querían que les subieran el sueldo por $1 la hora.
The NYPD came in riot gear, and they arrested these workers because they wanted to be paid $1 more per hour to feed their families and pay their rent during a pandemic.
La policía de Nueva York llegó a lastimar a esta gente que nomás estaba tratando de ganar suficiente dinero durante esta pandemia para alimentar a sus familias.
We see this in DC too. MPD is constantly harassing migrant street vendors. They assault them, handcuff them, steal their carts, and throw away their products just because they can.
Obliga a los vendedores de comida aquí en la calle, tiran su mercancía, nomás porque ellos pueden.
Street vendors are just trying to do their jobs, but the DC cops will not let them.
Los vendedores de la calle nomás están tratando de hacer sus trabajos, pero la policía no los deja.
Once we put all of these facts together, it is easy to understand why we say that cops are not workers.
Cuando ya ponemos todos estos hechos juntos, nos podemos dar cuenta por qué la policía no son trabajadores.
They are bullies.
Cops stand with the bosses and the ruling class. They suppress labor unions, break up strikes, harass, arrest, and kill workers.
La policía está del lado de los patrones, están del lado de la clase que controla todo. Ellos vienen, separan las huelgas, arrestan y asesinan a los trabajadores.
They're foot soldiers for capitalism and white supremacy.
Para los que oprimen y para la supremacía blanca.
By definition, cops are not workers because violence is not a job.
La policía no es un trabajador porque la violencia no es un trabajo.
It follows that cop unions are not real labor unions.
Las uniones de policías no son uniones porque no son trabajadores.
But there are a lot of them. There is the International Brotherhood of Police Officers.
Oh my God.
There is the International Union of Police Associations.
Oh my
and
God.
there is the Fraternal Order of Police.
Pero pero sí hay muchas de ellas. Una de ellas viene siendo la orden de policía fraternal.
The FOP is the largest group of police unions in this country. They have more than 365,000 members.
La FOP es la unión más grande de policía con más de 336,000 empleados.
They are the ones who negotiate MPD's contracts with the DC government.
Ellos son los que negocian los contratos de la policía con el gobierno.
The FOP contract is what allows MPD to get away with so much violence.
Ese contrato es lo que permite que la NOP salga con la suya con tanta violencia.
The FOP contract stops DC from firing cops who violate our civil rights.
Este contrato impide que el DC despida a los policías que nos atacan con violencia.
When cops are fired for misconduct, and that is very rare anyways, the FOP contract often forces them to rehire them.
Cuando sí son despedidos los policías, que es muy rara a la vez, este contrato los obliga a que los vuelvan a contratar.
The FOP contract also forces DC to pay for lawsuits and settlements for police misconduct. In the last 5 years, DC has spent about $70 million paying out police misconduct claims.
Y este contrato es lo que paga todas las demandas por mala conducta. Eso viene siendo más de $70 millones que fue pagado en estas demandas.
The FOP contract also gives MPD cops special rights and special treatment that the rest of us, real workers, do not get.
Este contrato le da a los policías derechos y beneficios especiales que los demás, nosotros, los trabajadores, no recibimos.
When MPD cops are investigated or sued for violence, here are some of the perks that they get, and this is not an exhaustive list.
Wow.
Cuando algunos de los policías los investigan y están bajo investigación, estos son algunos de los beneficios que ellos reciben, pero no son todos.
A prepaid legal plan.
Wow.
Un pago prepagado para un plan legal.
Paid administrative leave, which is basically a paid vacation.
Pago administrativo de irse, que es básicamente una vacación pagada.
Extra breaks during interrogation.
Descansos extras durante la interrogación.
Before they're questioned a second time, they get to look at their statements from their first interview, which makes it easier for them to lie.
Antes de que ellos sean vueltos a interrogar otra vez, ellos pueden ver en lo que dijeron en la primera investigación, que los ayuda a mentir más fácilmente.
And if they're cleared of misconduct, they get their misconduct records erased, which happens a lot because MPD is in charge of their own misconduct investigations.
Cuando los encuentran no culpables por mala conducta, se les elimina y se les limpia todo su récord de mala conducta, y eso es casi todo el tiempo.
The FOP contract also gives MPD officers so much money to harass us, arrest us, tear gas us, and kill members of our community.
También a esos policías se les da mucho dinero para hostigarnos, arrestarnos, atacarnos con gas y hasta asesinarnos.
In 2019, the top 25 MPD officers that got the most in overtime each received more than $100,000 in overtime.
En 2019, cuando estas policías se le dieron más pago así por overtime, se le dieron más, cada policía recibió más de $100,000 en overtime.
The top overtime earner in 2019 received $206,000 in overtime.
El que ganó más dinero así de overtime ganó en $206,000 en overtime.
that same officer got $261,000 in overtime in 2020, which made his salary almost $400,000.
Ese mismo oficial también se le dio otros $261,000 y eso le hace que él ganó más de $400,000 en el año.
That is an absurd amount of money, and we have a lot of questions about their math.
Eso es un montón de dinero y nosotros tenemos preguntas sobre su matemática.
The good news is that the FOP contract expired in September 2020, and they are now in the middle of negotiating a new contract with the city.
Lo bueno es que este contrato se venció en septiembre de 2020 y ahorita están negociando un nuevo contrato con la ciudad.
Here are some of our core demands for DC Council as they negotiate a new FOP contract.
We don't negotiate with terrorists.
Por eso nosotros le pedimos a la oficina que negocie bien con esta policía.
1, if an MPD misconduct lawsuit or settlement costs more than $10,000, fire that officer.
A un oficial se le demanda por más de $10,000, despidan a ese oficial.
If it costs less than $10,000, make that cop pay for it out of their own pocket.
Si cuesta menos de $10,000, obligan a ese oficial que él lo pague con su propio dinero.
Stop the FOP from protecting and giving special treatment to violent cops.
Detengan de darle tratamiento especial a los policías violentos.
And they're all violent.
Y todos son violentos.
4, end all raises, bonuses, and overtime for MPD.
4, detengan todos aumentos, bonos para la policía de NOP.
And 5, take all that money that you saved and reinvest it in our community.
Y 5, tomen todo ese dinero que se ahorran y vuelvan a invertir en nuestra comunidad.
We have a lot of other demands that you can learn more about on our new website, defundmpd.org.
Otras demandas en esa lista que usted los puede ver en nuestra página web, que es defundan a la policía a npd.org.
That's all I have today. Thank you. Defund MPD, fuck 12, and defund the president too.
All right, awesome job, Elizabeth. Bravo. So, Elizabeth already mentioned this, but I want to note that the FOP isn't going away today. They're not going away tomorrow. This fight continues.
Going away on Monday.
On Monday, maybe. We'll see. But this fight continues.
On
right?
Monday,
so
maybe.
I love to see all your faces here. That means a ton to me. But there's a lot more work to be done. Sign up to testify. Just next week, there's going to be a hearing on their budget. Write them up. Make it clear. Like, we want to hear from the community. Tell them, do not spend our money on these fucking cops. So yeah, sign up to testify. Sign our petition. Follow us on social media. So yeah, that's about it. I want to bring up Afeni here. She's been killing it all day. She's going to bring us home.
Well, hello, y'all. And fuck all of y'all. I am Afeni. I am an anti-war military veteran. So when I say that I truly hate the police and the carceral state and every piece of this violent system, I've been inside of it. I truly fucking hate it.
Me too. Me too.
So here we are standing in front of the FOP. They call themselves the largest law enforcement organization in America. But honestly, if you ask me, they're the largest collection of murderers and thieves in America that go completely unchecked.
Shut this motherfucker down.
And the FOP protects them. The The FOP organizes for them. The FOP allows them to continue their abuse and their violence. And even when they get fired or administrative leave for it, the FOP just fights for them to bring them back. Because they want to keep this fucking bullshit-ass system in place. And how do they do that? By playing their part. By oppressing all of us. By oppressing all the black people in this city that make this economy. That built this city. That culture flows through these fucking streets. All of those black people are being abused by MPD. While some of them are being employed by MPD.
Okay.
And guess what?
House niggas.
It doesn't matter how many of these motherfucking house niggas is on MPD.
Okay, yes.
87% of the people that they arrest in this city are black people, and the FOP protects them.
Right.
Like Elizabeth said, these motherfuckers are not workers. They are violent abusers. They are oppressors. They are slave overseers.
Exactly.
That's it.
Slave overseers.
They're here to keep the order and to keep the peace for the people that don't even give a fuck enough about them to investigate the deaths of some of them in the January 6th Commission. Don't even give a fuck enough about you. But you out here doing this stupid ass job, especially you dumbass black people.
Exactly. Dumb. Bama.
We want reinvestment into our communities.
Bama.
We want health care. Like Elizabeth said.
Bama ass police.
Like Elizabeth said, in overtime alone, one officer made $200,000. With a $543 million budget. And that's the proposed budget. That's not the actual budget after they do all their bullshit throughout the year, y'all.
Exactly.
Last year in June, guess how much these motherfuckers spent by themselves? $24 million.
On what? Killing people?
On abusing protesters and keeping the peace. Where are they keeping the peace from? If you believe in people's First Amendment rights, if you believe that people should be able to fight back and stand up and use their voices, then why the fuck are you tear gassing them and pepper spraying them and beating on them and breaking their fucking legs, MPD? Why are you chasing down fathers of babies and killing them, MPD? Why? Why are you shooting people, MPD? Why can't you actually do something else with your life?
No, really.
We want real investment in real jobs. We want black people in our neighborhoods to have well-paying jobs that isn't abusing and being violent towards other black people. We want affordable housing because DC has the highest homeless rate per capita.
Yes, go ahead, say it.
DC has the highest homeless rate per capita. And guess what? A lot of those people are black people.
And they want to kill them off.
And guess what? These motherfuckers arrest them. They beat on them. They don't give them the motherfucking mental health care that they need. We're not funding drug intervention. We're not funding violence interruption. We are funding violence. We are funding oppression. We are funding fucking abuse. And guess what? The FOP is the bullshit ass organization that fucking protects these motherfuckers.
You better say it, baby. Say it. Say it, sister.
They call us terrorists for being anti-fascist while they fucking carry out fascism every day. They call us terrorists, but since George Floyd has died, over 1,000 people have been shot by the police. But they call us the terrorists for fighting back for our rights, for actually using our voices, and for not being fucking scared of a motherfucking one of these bitches in a badge. I will not be called anything but a motherfucking revolutionary, an activist, and a motherfucker that actually gives a fuck about human rights.
Yes.
These are the #1 human rights abusers in motherfucking America. It is getting goddamn time that we fucking confront them. That we actually
MPD, then actually join the movement. Get active. Because guess what? These motherfuckers are making up new shit every day.
Yes, they are.
New shit every fucking day. To oppress us, to hold us down, to abuse us and get the fuck away with it.
Get your knee off our neck.
How we doing? So, we're gonna fucking organize. We're gonna stand the fuck up. And we're gonna get the fuck we fucking deserve. And that's all. $543 million motherfucking dollars. Now I have to do this in my job, y'all, but I need y'all to pull out y'all phones. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can take it to the street and to the place. Period.
Okay.
We need to down to the street. Type in 30403 defund MPD. That's the text message. It's defund MPD, all one word. What's the number? 30403. Where can they find me? You can find me at defund MPD on Instagram. Period.
I follow you. You follow
What's your website? www.defundmpd.org. Say it for the people in the back.
Okay.
www.defundmpd.org.
Defundmpd.org.
Back up.
We want freedom.
Can I just get a $1.12?
$1.12.
All y'all motherfuckers. Fucking free us. Free us.
Fuck you. That was powerful. I like that.
Yo, you not just first. You're gonna lead y'all home.
I'm gonna try to grab her.
Are these motherfuckers getting any ideas? We're headed back.
Hi, you're so powerful, and my audience is clamoring to ask you a couple questions, if I may. I'm Jenn from Status Coup, a progressive outlet. What would you say to folks who don't completely understand what it means to defund the police and why it is so important for folks who are new to the idea?
Don't think about it as defunding, think about a refund. Think about it as a refund to your community, to your healthcare, to your education, because they've been defunding all these things for years. They have been historically defunding them, and that is not unpopular for them to do, apparently. So why is it unpopular for us to want a refund for the communities that matter to us? So when people misunderstand defund MPD, just understand that we are truly thinking about real community safety, and that comes from education, that comes from housing, that comes from food, that comes from water. That does not come from violent police in our streets.
What about Joe Biden, who we've spoken a little bit about today, or one of the speakers did, as we know, is moving to fund the police even more, and DC is moving to fund the police even more. So what do we do, or what do viewers do? What does your organization do or say in the face of that?
I'm sorry, can you ask the question again?
Sure.
What?
No, I understand it's so hot out here. What do we do in the face of Joe Biden of DC moving to fund police even more, despite the calls to defund the police?
It means that they're not listening. It means that they don't actually care about community safety. It means that they're not centering the voices of the people that are being abused the most by this system. Black trans people, black queer people, and black people in general are being oppressed by this system. Working class people are not getting the resources that they need because of the way that the system is set up. They are fucking forfeiting. They are stealing people's things. They're taking people's property. And whether they have charges or not, they're taking people's assets. That shit is unacceptable.
And we live in a place where, sure, Derek Chauvin got, the 3 charges, but still, Tamir Rice's mother is having to file a brief to try to prevent her son's murderer from getting his job back. So it's still happening all the time. New black people are being murdered constantly. What do you say to people who've kind of gone back to sleep?
I would say Google Ronald Green. I would say Google Makai Bryant. I would say actually wake up and pay attention, because at the end of the day, Derek Chauvin's verdict doesn't mean anything. It does not mean that we're safer. It does not mean that these police have magically stopped being racist. That's just not the case. Over 1,000 people have been shot and killed by the police since George Floyd has died. 900 people this year, 2021, we're only halfway through, have been shot. So when we talk about, safety, when we talk about, breaking up things like the FOP that protect officers, that bring them back, after they've committed so many human rights abuses, we are genuinely talking about centering real community safety through the social safety nets that a lot of white neighborhoods had, period. I grew up in a white neighborhood. I know what the social safety nets are. I know what the education system looks like. And I've also went to black schools, and I know how underfunded they are. Black neighborhoods are underfunded, no good jobs except for being a police officer or joining the military in these black neighborhoods. And that's just not good enough. And we're demanding more. We're demanding what we deserve, because we built all this shit for free. So we're coming back for what we're owed.
What do you think the biggest thing that, white people who don't understand but maybe want to, and it's not, it's not a black person's job to educate, the white population, what should folks do? We see, white people walking by, kind of glancing, but not doing anything, not stopping and listening. What should people do?
Honestly, the best thing that white people can do is start to talk about race every day, because I'm sure that you don't. How many times have you talked about your race relations in your life? I'm sure you can count it on one hand. Black people have to talk about race every day. Arab people have to talk about their race, their religion every day. Like, no matter if you are not white, you have to face your race and the discrimination and the oppression every day. So the best thing white people can do is check yourself. Where are you at? What are you doing? What are you upholding? What biases are you holding? How do you react when you see black people minding their business? What is your first reaction? Start paying attention to shit like that. That's the best thing that white people can do. Because once you really start paying attention to that, if you actually give a damn about black people like you say you do, then you'll be out here with us. You'll be funding us. You'll be giving your white dollars just like they give all that white money to the conservatives and to the right wing for their racism and their bigotry, their white identity politics. Y'all should be pouring your funds over here into the real liberation movement, because our liberation is everyone's liberation. If black people get health care, we all get health care. But black people need it, period.
About MPD, defund MPD, how can folks get involved specifically with this movement that they've been watching today, watching you speak about?
Text 30403 and text the word defund MPD, all one word. You can also visit our website at defundmpd.org, and you can follow us on Instagram at defundmpd. We have a lot of resources. You can join the coalition if you're in DC, if you're local, or if you just want to donate to WFP or to Defund MPD Coalition, please do so. We need funding. We need it.
And if you want to, remind folks of your name and any last words that you want to say.
My name is Afeni, and liberate us, liberate Palestine, and actually start fighting for human rights, because if they exterminate all of us, who do you think they're coming for next?
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, guys. Okay, I'm gonna go. She was absolutely fantastic. Some folks are speaking to the police. I'm gonna head on over there.
That water probably getting that damn guy. I got sunscreen, I got water, I got moss, I got a job from the community. I'm out here hot as shit. I'm like that. Hold up. Ice cream. You fucking ice cream. Give him a motherfucking job. Quit your fucking job. Don't give him a motherfucking ice cream cone. Fuck your ice cream cone. Quit your fucking job. You propaganda motherfucker. Propaganda. Get the fuck out of here.
We're done with you.
I don't know what a blue light is.
Quit your job.
Don't know what a blue light is.
Shit to me.
Because my black ass is black 24/7. What's it even black for? You don't want to get in there. You can afford my
Don't worry.
I'm gonna I think yeah, you know, it doesn't I don't mind, you know, it's up to folks what they want to do. The cops antagonize protesters all the time, so I don't, you know, it's not, in my opinion, for us to judge. So I'm gonna flip the camera around and end this stream because things are kind of winding down. Woo. Gonna sit. Alrighty, hey guys. So, let me dab my face here. So that was really incredible, really fantastic. I thought it was a great march, a really interesting march, and really impactful and important. And so I hope that you guys got a lot out of it, even though our text message didn't work, so our audience didn't get high, and of course we're being suppressed, but that's okay. That's all right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you guys were here with me. We'll cut it up and share bits and pieces of it. And yeah, it was important to do, and I think we got some good interviews, and I'm happy that I was here. I'm gonna find a protest for tomorrow. The one that I was looking at, I don't Advocacy is still happening. I talked to one of my buds here, you guys probably heard, and he wasn't sure about anything happening tomorrow, but there's always something happening. It's DC. So I'll be reporting on something tomorrow live, and Colin is going to be probably going to Dallas. That's kind of up in the air too. That's what happens though. Things on the road, things you plan with activists don't always happen when you expect. But please, if you are able to join us and you haven't yet, statuscoup.com/join and become a member. And Henry, yes, yes, news reporters are allowed in. And become a member because, oh, it looks like I make it so wonky. Like you guys care. You guys don't care. Yeah, we're allowed in to House and Senate. In certain areas, certainly not like on the floor or anything. Sorry, my brain is melting. But yeah, so join as a member because on Tuesday, we're doing an Ask Me Anything call on Zoom. So that is awesome. We do, oh, I wanted to interview her too. She's awesome. She was fire. Where'd she go? There's another girl that I wanted to interview. Oh, she's talking to the police right now. So we do Ask Me Anything calls and Jordan and I spill way too much info, so much behind the scenes info. We'll talk about this story we're trying to get published on Flint, and it's a lot of fun. We always have a lot of fun. It's always like 2 or 3 hours long. It's going to be at 7:30, and so we'll do that. I'll do video diaries while I'm out here. I'll probably go eat and do a video diary there. So I'll talk about how I'm tired and hot. Maybe I'll show you what I eat. I think I want pasta. I don't know. We'll see. Although I love Mexican food. Yeah, It's an amber necklace. Just my glass. It's amber. So yeah, I'll do a video diary, some behind the scenes, just for members. Discord, you get access to the members only Discord. Statuscoup.com/join. JJ, if you're around, if you're still in, or JM Love, whatever you're called, where's your name? If you're around, let me know. Jenn Elizabeth at statuscoup.com. Be cool to meet you. I'm here tomorrow too. And also, you can support us statuscoup.live. Bookmark that page. And the Fraternal Order guy is out here. I kind of want to go interview him. He's a black Fraternal Order police guy. I want to see if I can interview him. This is too good to pass up. And I'm so tired, but I feel like I need to go talk to him. Damn, guys, damn. This is what I do. This is what I do for you. So you guys gotta join and support, right? I gotta talk to he's a Fraternal Order police guy. I can't pass it up. So you gotta go to statuscoup.live.
Y'all some fucking clowns. Y'all are fucking disgraceful. No, I'm not fucking fucking upset. Y'all are some shit. Ineffective. Period. That's not who I am. Ineffective. Trash. Useless. Brutal. I'm that motherfucker that wants justice Christ to come to somebody. That's who I am. I'm that motherfucker that fuck that police on the ground. That's who I am. Y'all think that's okay? That's who I am. Y'all from here probably, right? I'm that motherfucker that chased these. It's okay for you to have to chase Kavon Hill and $43 million. And that's what y'all was allocated. That's the motherfucker asking you. I want his ass gone. We won't know that till next year. But that's who I am. So, you got me fucked up. I'm not fuck these streets. Are y'all gonna actually do the right thing for the black community and quit your fucking job? Quit your job. Give your fucking paycheck to black kids that are starving, motherfucker. The fuck you ain't protecting and serving shit. I do more to protect them motherfuckers than y'all do. All y'all do is criminalize and fucking lock people up. These y'all are fucking beating people. Y'all fucking trash. All of y'all. Trash as fuck. And you know what? I cannot wait till we defund the police. Because guess what, motherfucker? It's coming. We can't wait to defund and abolish the police. We cannot wait.
I'm a journalist. Can I ask you some questions?
Because we want real community safety. And y'all do not keep us safe.
About the FOP.
Useless ass motherfucker.
So I'm
stupid ass motherfucker.
My name is Jenn. I just want to know what the FOP's role is with the MPD. And, well, first of all, do you expect it to get re-upped, I guess, since it was kind of over in 2020, and they're kind of renegotiating? So that's my first kind of question.
They have the officers every day.
What's that?
They have the officers every day.
Right, but are they going to because they're up, they're kind of deciding if they're going to continue on.
I don't know what they're going to do. I'm retired.
Oh, you're retired, okay. So are you, do you think the FOP is a good thing? What about in instances where, I'm a journalist, and you've asked me questions. I'm a journalist. So what about, I've been covering this event, so in cases where they say like the officers like, records are wiped in instances like that.
No, you thinking out the box now. Ain't no way in the world, ain't no way they would do that. No.
Where
they don't do that.
Well, in certain cases, in different.
No, certain cases, get that out your mind. Please stop thinking about that. They don't do stuff like that.
Well, where officers are able to be rehired on a different. Well, that is true. I have researched that. And
well, print it.
Okay, that's literally true.
They don't do that. Don't
No, that's literally true. Where the FOP, the union, allows the records to be wiped, and then officers are able to be
They
rehired.
don't have no type of power like that.
They do. The union negotiates.
No, they don't. I don't know where you get that from. You got to do a little bit more journalism.
No, that is
No,
literally true.
And where you getting that from is not telling you the right thing.
The union negotiates where officers' files could be wiped or gone, like that information is gone.
Let me say this to understand what I'm saying. They don't do that.
No, that is true. That is.
I don't know where you get that from.
I don't know how I can ask you more questions if you're denying them.
I'm just letting you know they don't do that. They'll go to jail for that. And nobody wants to go to jail.
Okay. So let's go on to the next question, I guess.
That's all the questions. You got something like that? We can end this interview right now.
Okay. So my next question is, why do you think there is this kind of like rub or like discontent between Black Lives Matter and the FOP and MPD, in your opinion?
I don't think we got no issues with FOP.
Well, why? No, I'm saying, why does Black Lives Matter?
It's just what y'all say in the media and y'all run with it. That's all I'm saying.
I'm independent media, like I don't, it's not
like
running with.
Independent media, whatever. I mean, well, that's next.
No, I don't have
What
someone
you doing
telling
is
you what
next.
to say.
What
No,
you
I'm
saying is
asking you
next.
questions.
I'm
I
letting
said
you
a
know.
fact to you.
No, I'm letting you know. You're not doing good proper journalism.
Okay, so
All you doing is saying the filth, and these people that don't have no, just want to do
no, so I
destruction
asked you a
doing it.
next question. I'm saying, why do you think that there is a, why do you think these folks are out here protesting and upset with the MPD and FOP, in your opinion?
Because negative media stuff is going on, and they read.
No, so the mainstream media is certainly.
These officers out here got issues with Black Lives Matter.
They do, because
No, they don't.
I was beaten just for simply recording protests last year. I was beaten by MPD for no reason.
Who was beaten by you?
I was.
You sure?
Yes.
You got it on film?
I was literally doing
You
this.
got it on film?
Yes, I do.
Well, let me see it.
Okay,
Let me
I'm
see
live
it.
right now, so I can't.
No, stop the live and let me see it.
I'm not going to stop the live. I was.
Yeah, let me see it, baby.
I go to Status Coup on YouTube, and you can find it.
Show it to me on your camera.
I am live, so I can't do that. You can find it though. Go to Status Coup on YouTube if you're interested.
And did nobody beat you up, baby?
Yes, they did. They did.
They did. They beat IED be investigated.
No, you guys still have my reporting equipment. If someone would like to look for it for me, would you guys like to find my equipment for me from last year when you beat me? Would you? Anyone? Would any of you like to do that?
Now you saying all these officers beat you?
Yes, I did. You guys denied that you did it, so it's kind of hard. It's on camera though.
All these officers beat you?
So, no, I'm not saying these guys did,
That's
certainly.
what you're saying.
No, you guys denied that it was MPD, but then it was on camera, so then it was, and then your guys were like, oh, okay, it was us. So, it's on your files, so. But, so I was beaten not once, I was knocked over once, and then I was knocked over again, and protesters had to drag me to safety.
Girl, antagonizing us, man. Antagonizing us.
What girl? She's not, I'm a journalist.
That's disrespectful as hell, actually.
How's it disrespectful?
To say that that's your friend,
I don't.
Is that your friend?
Your friend.
Why don't you get your friend? Why don't you get your friend, bro?
I'm a journalist, I don't know her.
He wants to lie about us not fucking protecting the community when y'all are fucking killing each other out here. Y'all are killing your own people out here. And he wants to lie to my girl's face about how she fucking serves and protects the community more than y'all do. You don't know how nothing because you ain't here getting your people. And you want to talk about us getting our girls? Get your people, bro. Get your people. Get your people. Before you speak again, think about it. Get your fucking people.
I have actually, it's filed with the U.S. Freedom of Press Journalists. It's filed with that. It's filed with MPD.
Did you show that to your
Continuously kill people.
It's filed with a couple of different things. I don't know about the U.S. Press or the U.S. Attorney's Office. It's filed with the U.S. Press Freedom Tracker. It's filed with the MPD. Like, If you care about it, like, I'm not lying.
Because y'all aren't changing. Y'all aren't doing shit. You want to laugh at my girl's face?
No, she gotta say no more, right?
I'm listening.
Yeah, he's done. He's done.
I'm listening to both of them.
Valid question. And she had receipts and everything.
You haven't killed anybody. Y'all arresting homeless people. Y'all ain't giving them housing. Y'all ain't giving them shit. Y'all ain't giving them food, water,
You're just taking their fucking money.
You let them freeze outside. You get today.
Count up all
I'll
the
find
people
it
we've
for you
kidnapped.
since you care.
Count up all the people we've kidnapped.
Y'all fucking abuse people like us.
Huh?
Abuse people on the
Officer,
street.
tell me. Count up all the people we've kidnapped. Huh?
Oh, here you go, buddy. Here you go.
You get it yet?
It's right here.
Let me tell you how many people we fed today. We fed 100 people today. What the fuck you do? What the fuck you do?
In the video.
This is the U.S. Press Freedom Tracker wrote it up. It's all right there.
I thought you had a video to what?
I do have a video. This is the write-up about
The
it.
write-up. But what a video? I want to see the video.
I mean, I can
ain't got-
look at
I don't have
it.
my
So let me
glasses.
show my audience that this is the thing here. So the video's long. I mean,
I just want to see where you got assaulted. If they assaulted you.
they did. It's a 4-hour-long live stream. I mean,
What they assault you? What you do?
I didn't do anything. I was a journalist. You can see I'm reporting the whole time. I'm simply showing what's going on. So I'm just
Where you at?
I'm holding it just like I would be holding it. You can keep scrolling through, like, and you'll eventually find
This is
it.
the strictest department you could ever work for. The strictest.
No, that's
What does that
clearly
mean?
not.
That doesn't mean shit. I have so much footage of all of you and a lot of MPD doing some backwards shit. Not to mention the fact that y'all sit there and
Now look at your girls.
Yeah, but what does
that mean?
All they doing is writing, man.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with the MCPD assaulting me.
Your girl cussing.
People aren't supposed to cuss? Is supposed to be over us? You guys,
But that's not arrestable. That doesn't mean you beat people.
You killed Karan
They ain't
Hilton, and After Sutton is still
I
there.
killed them.
You just said that's your
killed-
boys.
yeah,
You said
I'm
that.
saying
This
that.
is your people. This is your people.
Okay,
So if
I'm
you're
talking about
officer,
MPD
Officer Terrence
officer.
Sutton,
Who's Karan Hilton?
you don't know. Okay, so do you know who?
Hold on, guys. I need to get my other phone out because this one's about to die. So
These
hold
are all
on.
your boys.
Come on down to earth to me.
These are your boys.
Who you talking about?
See, the problem is that you talk to a lot of people that are super condescending, and then when we provide you facts and figures, when she's providing a video, when she's providing
Actually, I just need to plug it
then
in.
you got questions like, well, I don't want to see that. I want to see this.
Anybody say I didn't want to see it? I'm
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, just scroll through it. Just scroll through it, and you'll eventually get to the point. And then it
Y'all been
continued.
brutalizing journalists all last
My
year.
thing
It's
kept
the same shit.
stream.
That's you.
That's me? I've been
My thing kept
brutalized
streaming for an
journalists.
hour
I'm
because
over
the
badge.
cops wouldn't let me
Dog,
get it.
you tripping, dog.
Yeah, so it's probably.
The gaslighting y'all do is disgusting.
Oh, right here.
Yeah,
It
go
goes
ahead. Go
up.
ahead,
Someone
see it.
threw something, and then I'm just live streaming, and I laugh next girl next to me because I accidentally stepped on someone's foot. Then the cops like attack me. I drop my stuff. I stand up and say, "Oh, I point to my stuff that all fell down because the cop attacked me." And the cop attacked me again, and protesters had to pull me to safety. And my phone continued live streaming for the rest of the video.
All I see now is a black screen.
Yes, because the cops attacked me, and my phone dropped.
Yeah, so was nothing.
Well, y'all
I literally just walked you through it, bro.
Look.
Are you
I
blind?
don't even talk.
Look,
too
you
hyper.
can see
I'm
my
nothing.
my
You
face
just can't
when
match
he
my
attacked
energy right
me
now, 'cause you ain't
because
got
I don't want your
fucking
energy.
badge
I don't want your energy.
I don't want your energy. I want you defunded, motherfucker. I want you out of here. I want
Can
you
you
to
hold
abolish.
this? Should I
Well, then stop talking about my girls and my friends.
Just back up. I
No,
want
no,
to
no,
talk to
no.
you straight.
No. You gonna get me too, because these are my people. You don't speak to my people no type of way unless I'm here. I'm protecting them. You don't protect them.
You got issues.
You got issues, bro. You fucking killing people out here. You killing your people out here, bro. You got issues. You working for the biggest oppressor of this fucking world, of this nation. You got issues. Telling me I got issues.
Yeah, you tripping now.
I'm tripping.
But I
I'm
respect
tripping.
you, though.
I'm tripping. But you out here killing your fucking heads, people. Your people.
I'm killing.
You're disappointing your ancestors,
I'm
bro.
killing.
That's what you're doing.
I'm
Alright, so what you saw in the video, you still don't see what was wrong with that, what
All
your
I see is
officers
a bunch
did.
of police
See my
officers.
face?
I didn't see your face. That's why I told you to show it to me where you coming from.
I was the one holding the camera, and then when he pushes me with his shield down to the ground,
You might
you
have
can
got
see
too
it.
close. Did you get too close?
No.
So you mean to tell
I'm
me?
standing right
So
where
they're
I'm
allowed to
standing, and
physically
he
harm
charged
citizens if they get
forward.
too close.
The
And you can
audacity.
see the camera turn towards my face.
This
and he
is
pushes
clearly
me
a
down.
journalist.
Like, I was just like this, standing the whole time right where I was.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Like, doing nothing wrong.
What date is that? What is that?
It was March something.
Oh, that's March.
Or no, not March, May or something. It was after Church Like that.
Well, I'm sorry this happened to you.
That's what you got to say.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
That's what you got
All
to
of
say.
us are not killers.
But
All of us not
protesters had to pull me to
You know what I'm
safety.
saying?
This happened, it's not about me. This happened to so many black protesters, so many people of color. Protesters pulled me to safety. Protesters
That's
have been
good.
taking care of one another.
That's good.
Constantly. They're the ones who have water and snacks for each other. They take care of each other. They have medics. They attack the medics. My co-founder of Coup was arrested first for reporting. They arrest illegal observers first in St. Louis. This happens all over the country. They get rid of the observers first. This is not a non-issue. I know you're a police officer, so it's hard. Okay, I know you were.
So you don't think the people that are out here doing this are tired? You don't think that the journalists that have been covering this are tired? We would also need your help as people that carry these fuck-ass badges to like stop doing what y'all doing and in fact live what you guys say you do. That's what needs to happen. But you sitting here gaslighting people. I mean, you've been gaslighting the both of. I've heard a lot. I've heard the entire thing. But like, if you would stop gaslighting and maybe do a little more listening, and the fact that we wouldn't have to sit there and constantly prove to you how abusive you guys are. You know, that if you guys would just listen and like actually believe us when we say that you guys are being hurtful.
But I travel the country at events like this. I see it all over. So does my co-founder. Like I have a coworker in LA. She's in the top 25 of assaulted journalists. They track this on the U.S. Press Freedom Tracker for doing nothing. She doesn't like antagonize cops. They're getting rid of the journalists who are the observers.
Like I was just throwing our head, antagonizing the guy on the guy.
So is your solution, your response to everything when we ask you something is to say, so you guys too? So what about y'all? So what kind of conversation? Well, I'm glad that a lot of people in here are seeing that like this is how you've chosen to respond to the people that are asking you valid questions. And that's fine, but that's just an example of the problem with this.
Y'all really want to help?
No, we don't want to help you. We want to help each other. We want to help ourselves. We don't want to help you guys. We've done enough by funding you guys.
If you really want to take a part in society, go take all this Black Lives Matter in Southeast.
We do actually.
Go down there and press.
They do actually. So you're blaming the people of Southeast as what? What does that mean? Please elaborate.
We got shootings out here.
Okay, and why? Why?
That's systemic.
Why do they have that?
Honestly, I don't think they had enough police in DC.
You don't think that they have enough police in DC?
That's just my
With all the funding that you guys have received, you guys don't. So
want to be police now.
Oh, so before this, so let's say 10 years ago, how was policing helping the communities 10 years ago? Because now we still have the same issues. So how are you guys helpful? Because we've done nothing but keep giving you money each and every year. So if we're giving you guys money, how are you guys helpful?
You gotta talk to the legislation.
Talk to who? Well, I'm trying to have a conversation with you, and clearly.
You know DC's corrupt as hell.
Well, I know.
Yeah, I know.
Don't you know it? You know it, huh?
That's people are. They're planning to do
Go to
so.
DC Council. Just do
What
like
do you-
they do
what
all
do you
in
think
the.
it's gonna do?
Listen. Do like they do in
Do you
rest
think
of
it's gonna do any good?
Just bum rushing. When they're in session, bum rushing.
You
That's
y'all
then
can come
you're
out
gonna
here.
do
What are you gonna do?
Y'all-
Protect us
y'all-
when something goes wrong?
beat all the black people.
What's gonna happen?
Trust me, they ain't gonna do nothing to y'all.
They're not?
But y'all gonna do something to us. That's the thing.
All right.
And sit down
This
and
is
tell
just
me
an
when to talk.
example of
Just
like,
go on up in there.
these are the kind of people that are, this is the thinking, this is the mindset that is funded by MPD. This is the mindset. These are the people that MPD employs. This is the way of thinking. That's just, we wonder why you guys are shooting people.
She's literally asking you genuine questions that you could answer, but instead you just gaslight the fuck out of her.
Sending a gaslight.
Can't talk to her.
Perfectly.
clearly she's a journalist to you guys, and you know something's wrong because you said people don't even want to be cops anymore. Why is that? Are you asking yourself that question?
Well, I mean, I hope it's hard, I'm sure, after a long time. I don't know how many years you were in, but listen to the people. It's not okay that they're assaulting journalists and legal observers and medics. It's not okay that they're murdering black people all over the country.
There they are doing it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you this much: this department's not doing it.
Of course they are.
No, they're not. I'm gonna tell you something. This is a strict department. A very strict department.
There are a whole bunch of assholes in the MPD.
Everybody come to our and get our disciplinary general orders all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
And they ask us, how do we police?
Yeah, but
this is a strict. If you want to go out to Fairfax,
you
go out
know,
to other jurisdictions.
You know that they lost their minds during the George Floyd stuff last year. You know that there are police murders. You know that I know somebody in the MPD. They're literally just kicking bullets away when they don't feel like cataloging them. It's the corrupt as hell. It's bad. It's not okay.
I'm just letting you know right now what I know. It's a very strict department.
Okay, so I'm just saying, listen to people, that there is a problem. The homelessness is a problem.
It's always been a home.
Of course. So how do we fix it?
DC Council.
The council won't do anything. The council's corrupt. It's a systemic problem. It's horrible. Biden's in office. He's not going to do a thing. Trump was horrible. Great. He's gone. Now what? Council's not going to do a thing.
They tell you what's going on.
No.
DC government.
Yeah, no. Government is not the answer.
And
So.
I'll tell you something. Homeless is got a lot of mental issues.
Of course. So we need.
I talk to people that got degrees, doctors,
yes,
degrees, and they're homeless.
And now it's going to get worse because of COVID and because mental illness is skyrocketing. So the answer isn't more policing. The answer is more mental health services and social services, and not sending out the police. So you seem like you are, in the end, willing to listen. So I hope that you.
I've been trying to listen, but your girl.
I know. Well, you were originally not. You were originally like, what did you do to get assaulted? Which, okay. So anyway, I appreciate your time. My name is Jen.
I'm Keith.
Hi, Keith. It was nice talking to you. I do have to go eat.
All it is a conversation, whether y'all agree or not. That's what more people need to do.
Exactly.
Hey, is that what
Indeed.
people? No.
It should be though, right? Am I right? Am I right?
Not just no, but hell no.
Okay, it's bad though, right? Look it up. It's bad.
How are you going to close FOP?
It's terrible.
No, it's not.
The FOP is bad.
Did they do anything good? Yes or no?
Did they do anything good for you guys? Sure.
Okay. Yes,
you don't see all the kids that come in here and dance.
To dance?
They come to do everything, and this thing is open.
FOP is fabulous for you guys, not for anybody else.
You can come in here too.
I don't want to go in there.
It's open.
It says private club.
Or if you know a police officer, or if you want to come, like, hey, let's go out.
Yeah, I know a police officer.
You know you like it.
And we all not. We not terrible. I'm gonna tell you, there's some assholes on the job, but we not terrible.
I have many thoughts, but I'll leave you folks to your research the history of the FOP, research other stuff that you don't want to research, and look into it, and look up Status Coup, and have a watch. Bye, guys.
That goes both ways, though, right?
Not with the police.
Okay.
Let me know when you find my equipment from last year. Bye, guys.
We're on it.
All right, my friends. That was fun. That's worth a join, don't you think? statuscoup.com/join. statuscoup.com/join. I think it's totally worth it. Yeah, it was absolute privilege that here I am. So, in any case, the phone's about to die. But I appreciate you folks. Go to statuscoup.live. I'm gonna eat finally. and have some water, and hope those guys check out Status Coup, right? I'm not as sweet as I look. All right, statusquo.live. I totally, oh yeah, my Kennedy shirt. I totally think you guys should go to statusquo.live or $, Status Quo and Cash App, etc. Or at least give us a share since we're suppressed. Alright, seriously, love you guys, you're the best. Bye bye. If I know how to end it, I never do. I always forget.